All right, guys, so just a friendly reminder that tomorrow you do not have any quizzes, even though it says 21 through 30 because it's all done. You have a map in your primary source or due tomorrow. We did finish the map in class, so you should just be working on your focus and spice, I would assume, if you haven't finished it already. Wednesday, you have a test. You have 24 minutes. This is the shortest it's ever going to be. So please make sure you are ready to go with that. Tomorrow I am lecturing, and we'll finish up content. We're going to start the Russians, which is one of my favorite things to do. I love the Russian Revolution. I think it's absolutely fascinating and explains a lot of why Russia is the way it is today. So you have 5 minutes. No, I'll give you 6. You have 6 minutes. Go. It's front and back, people. Wait, hold on. No, you got 5 minutes for the front. Less than 3 minutes. He wouldn't take so much dust, you know what I mean? You're probably sitting here every day just judging me for being a dirty person, don't you? Oh, that's kind. Don't worry, I'll be back tomorrow. Market protects the vote. Oh, yeah, I see there, market. I doubt you're better at this than I am. Look at us. Look at you. Some of you are just casually relaxing. That's nice. Well, good. I'm so glad we're ready for this next change of procedure. We're just going to go straight into grading it. Isn't that nice? You don't need time to reflect. Perfect. 1 second. Here we go. All right. Trade and grade. Let's go. No time to cheat. We don't need it. Look at our growth. Oh, we needed that time? Oh, we needed that time, huh? All right, here we go. What do we got for historical context? What do we got for historical context, Bronson? Okay, women's role during World War I. Okay, what is that woman's role? You'd have to give a little bit more information than that. Oh yeah. Patrick.
They're working for like manufacturing.
There you go. Women are working outside the homes and supported by U.S. government for the first time. Why is the U.S. government supporting women working outside their homes for the first time, Dylan?
All the men are at war.
All the men are at war, so what do the women have to do? Yeah, we got to go in and build all the stuff. We got to go in and do all the things we have to. So, women, it is pro-women working outside the house. Okay, so something to that degree. It doesn't have to be exactly stated that way because that would be weird if they wrote exactly what I just said. All right, what is the audience, Peyton?
Women and other citizens.
Okay, women and... I'll definitely accept women. Okay. What else could you say? What else could you say, Cade?
Like officials in the government.
Okay, I would say government men as well as other women. The primary audience is who, though? Women, absolutely. The primary audience is women. I'll also accept men in the government. Okay? What is the purpose of this piece, Sarah? Oh my God, Sarah, that's a little generic, don't you think? Isn't everything we do trying to draw attention to what we think and what we believe? Okay, give women the right to vote, but give, that seems a little like... Convince, okay. What else could you say, Raina? Okay, it's telling that women have earned the right to vote. They've earned their place. Why do we want to use a word like give? Why wouldn't this author use the word give? Colton.
It's not just giving, it's the women are fighting for it, so when you say give, it
just sounds like we're asking our husbands if we can have, you know, because remember, most women aren't working, so when you wanted, women weren't allowed to have bank accounts, ladies and gentlemen, until the 1960s. So, like, when you wanted to go to the mall, you had to ask your husband if you could buy a dress. When you were single, all the money went to your father, ladies. And when you got married, guess what? All the money you worked for at your job gets transferred to your husbands would be the correct answers on that. So, you always had to ask your parents' permission in order to buy things, do things, stuff like that. Yep.
You have to divorce and go back to the father.
You had to go back to the father for property, man. That's why we say, who gives this woman away? That's why. For property. Goes from father to husband. All right. What do we got for our point of view? What do we got, Audie?
Women are represented properly.
Okay, women are or are not? They are not represented in society. Okay, and what else? What is the goal of this piece, though? What is the goal of this piece? You're not wrong, Audie. I would absolutely include that. What do you got, Elizabeth?
To show how the whole thing changed.
Okay. Shows that women are now deserve to have the rights because they're an active part of society. Okay, depended upon. I'll accept that. And why is this significant, Christian?
It shows how poorly women were treated.
Okay, to a degree, but why is this piece significant, though? Why is this piece? Yes, women have been treated poorly for a very long time, but why is this piece significant? What does it show us? It's different. Is it kind?
It's not necessarily kind. It shows like how it says men said it's fair. It shows stereotype.
Okay, would you say this is fed up, this woman? Okay, my insincere apologies to Mr. Rudyard Kipling. Okay, Rudyard Kipling believed that women should only be in the home and not to be seen in public. Could you imagine that? Oh my God, how terrible. Like, what would we do all day? We'd be so bored. Okay, so when we talk about this, it's just showing that women aren't asking for civil rights, we're demanding it, correct? And we're using World War I as a vehicle to do it, correct? Our contributions, our effort, our support. Does it work? It does. We earn our right to vote after World War I. Woodrow Wilson begrudgingly signs the 21st Amendment. What do you got? 19th Amendment? 19th Amendments are signed in 21. That's it. What do you got?
For the audience, it says like the very human beings, humans just as much as you. So that made it like sound that they were talking directly to men.
Oh, it is directly to women, but it's also done. She published it in newspapers. So it's also to the government officials to warn them that they're coming for them. All right, total it up. It's out of 5. Write it nice and big at the bottom where your score is. Put your name there, of course. Give it back to the person who owns it. Are we getting better at this?
Yes.
It's also getting easier, correct? Just because the content's easier. All right, here we go. You've got 4 minutes to do the back. Hi. Oh, she's so sweet. Thank you very much. I'm so excited. You better be marking it up, people. Please. You have less than a minute. I think we can agree this one's harder, yes? You can turn and talk to a buddy. Go. What a nice surprise, right?
What you get for wine? I didn't write it. I just
You
said
have 1 minute.
How Russia didn't want imperialism. Yeah.
Walker, who you talking to? Elizabeth, talk to Walker. Pay and talk to Malin, please.
Okay, audiences for the Russian government.
I just said members of the second Congress.
And then for purpose, we said to inform that they must create temporary alliances.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, give it to someone who you have not spoken to today yet. Can't be the same person who graded the first. Can't be the person you just talked to. Give it to someone you haven't spoken to. Here we go. Put your name at the bottom, obviously. Give it to Munson because Munson's done. Time's up, Munson. Let's go. All right, here we go. What is the historical context? So what is happening in the world, Tristan?
I said the foreign politics of the Soviet Union.
Yes, this is post what, Tristan?
This is post-Bolshevik Revolution.
Yes, so this is the foreign affairs. This is how they're going to attack foreign affairs. All right. Who is the audience? This is the tricky one. If you didn't get this, you're screwed for all the other ones. Who is the audience, Munson?
Was presenting the second Congress, so to the Russian officials.
Okay. Now, we make speeches. Trump makes speeches here in the United States. Does it impact foreign affairs? Hello? Yeah. So just because we make foreign statements to ourselves, does that mean it doesn't affect other people? So keep that in mind. Who is this really for? Who is this audience? Who is the audience of the piece, Karishma? Government officials of the West to a degree. It is for communist sympathizers and the world leaders. Why would it be for communist sympathizers? Who is a communist sympathizer? Let's start there. Who is a communist sympathizer? Melu. Sort of, yeah. But why would the working class be sympathetic to the communist cause? What does the sympathizer mean, Melu? Yes, it's someone who agrees. So we're looking at people who agree with the communist ideal. What is the purpose of this piece? What is the purpose of this piece? It's going to transcend Russia and shape Russian politics in the United States for the next, 70 years here, people. What is it, Gunner?
To kind of promote communism.
Okay, what about promoting? Say communist is great, look at us, we're awesome, or what?
To kind of get the workers under the proletariats the ability to come up.
No, they already come up in Russia. Remember, it's to the world. What are they trying to do? What is the purpose, Patrick?
It shows that they're back
Nope. What is this willing to do, Gunner?
What up?
You're so close, Gunner. You're almost there. What is the purpose of this piece? What is it trying to get people to do, Colton? And to do what? Adopt what? Communism. It's trying to get people to do what, people? Become communists. Is it easy to be the only person doing something, or is it easier when it's a group? It's easier when it's a group. Imagine if I came in tomorrow with bright purple hair that stuck straight up, just like straight. So I look like I had a fuzzy ball in my head, right? And then next day, Sarah, Abby, Maylou, and Elizabeth did the same thing. Is it going to be easier for me on day 1 or day 2 with my girls supporting me? Day 2, because we have a group. So what is this piece trying to get? You can put a nice little pink little bow on it. Well, red. They're commies. What is the whole point? What is the purpose of this piece, Jamel? To spread communism, saying that the Soviet Union will support you. Does this work? Yes, it does. Talk about Cuba, for instance. The reason why Cuba's economy is complete crap is because it was completely dependent on who? Soviet Union. So when the Soviet Union went down in 1991, whose economy completely kaput? That would be Cuba. And all of your other communist countries. As soon as Russia, Soviet Union went down, all of them went down. All right. What is the point of view? What do you got, Patrick? Sure. No, it's foreign policy. It's foreign. They've already killed everyone who opposed. We're just like now, like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not going to oppose anymore. Okay, just like, did you see this morning, China? China is abolishing term limits. What does that mean? What does that mean? Yeah, you can stay in power as long as you want. They're going to keep voting the same guy in. That's what happened this morning. Yeah, okay? So, the reason why they're doing that is to continue to maintain power. The reason why Lenin is doing this is to what? Maintain power, absolutely. Okay? Here we go. So, what is the point of view? Why is he writing this when he wrote it? Why is he writing it when he wrote it, Alex? I just gave you a big hint, bud. Yes. Guys, you can't start a revolution if you're the only one doing it, correct? I can't come in tomorrow wearing, you know, a completely crazy wild outfit thinking it's going to catch on if no one else catches on to it, right? So I'm going to have to, like, persuade people to start doing it, okay? That is the point of view of the piece. He wants other people to start being communists to make it easier being a communist country. They have people to support with. If I go to war, you'll go to war. If you support my ideology, I'll support your ideology. Okay? It's a relationship. Okay? Alright. Why is this significant, Adi?
It shows like how you like system.
It doesn't show you how the Soviet Union started. Nah. What is it? What do you got, Maylou? Why is it important? Why do we care?
So it's like trying to unify the other.
They're not unifying anyone. Russia's all by itself right here.
Trying to gain their support.
Sort of. Gunner. It is to encourage other countries to embrace it. Is it going to work? This is the Cold War, people. This is the Cold War. When we try to stop communism from spreading, it's because people are getting money from the Soviet Union in order to adopt communism. All right, total it up. It's out of 5. Then you're going to total up the score from the front and write it over by their name, what the total score was. Please pass these to Munson. Just toss them in a pile for me. Take out your notes. Let's go. Let's start the Russian Revolution. Let's go. What up? Proletariat are the working class. We've talked about when we talked about, because that's what Karl Marx called them. Remember him? In his communist. Yeah. Well, that would have made it very hard for you to understand what was going on if you didn't know that term. All right, here we go. Russia. Let's go. Take out your notes, man. We're moving. How much time do I have? I don't know either. All right, here we go. So complications in Russia. So I think we can all agree Russia's a hot mess. Can we agree? Which is great. I find this stuff so interesting. I love the Russian Revolution. It's fascinating. I love the Soviet Union, mostly for the fact that it is just so different from everything else. So, at this point, 1917, the Russians are still in World War I. So, they're getting their butts kicked in World War I. They're going to have they're going to have more people dead in Russia than all the other countries combined, and they're only going to fight 3 out of the 4 years. So what does that tell you? Are they prepared for war or unprepared for war? Unprepared for war. So, the Russians are fighting in the war. People at home are starving to death, and there's no food, there's no gas. So we have complications at home. People at home have no food, no oil to keep them warm. People are dying. Third reason. So reason number 1 is they're getting their butts kicked in World War I because they're unprepared. Second reason is that people at home have no food and no ability to heat their homes, which means they're dying. Third reason is because Russians are tired of sending their boys off to war, their boys, their husbands, their sons off to war to just be murdered. Okay? So the people at home rebel. The people at home rebel, and then eventually the men at the front lines rebel as well. Okay? What we're going to see in March 1917, you're going to want to write this down. The March Revolution is in 1917. Tsar Nicholas II steps down. The March Revolution is when Tsar Nicholas II steps down. You need to know these events. You need to know these events. So, the first one is the March Revolution. And it's in March 1917. Okay, Tsar Nicholas II steps down. And the Duma rises to power. Okay, and what is the Duma? What is the Duma, Carlota? It's the Russian Parliament. Okay, so the Russian Parliament is now in power. Okay, so the Russian Parliament is now in power. Did Lenin overthrow Tsar Nicholas II? No, he didn't. He did not overthrow it at all. Okay, so then we're going to see the March Revolution. Then we have the Bolshevik Revolution. Now this is awesome. Now, Bolshevik Revolution is led by who? Vladimir Lenin. Vladimir Lenin. Okay, Vladimir Lenin overthrows the Duma. Do you think that's going to be hard to do or easy to do? Easy. Why is it easy to overthrow Duma in Russia? Well, remember, the Duma is the Russian parliament. Why would that be easy to do? They're now in charge. Why is that easy to do, Tristan?
Parliament doesn't have like absolute power.
Russia. Fantastic, Tristan. Nice job. Okay? Russia has been under an autocratic ruler since the 1600s, correct? There's been really no authority. The Duma was only put into place 15 years before, and do you think Tsar Nicholas is really going to give it that much power? No. So, when it comes into power, do you think it has any idea how to rule? No. It's awful. So Vladimir Lenin's like, oh, I see my opportunity. Let's do this. So, Vladimir Lenin overthrows the Duma and begins the Soviet Union. Okay? He believes, okay, this was not done by the proletariat. Why would I make that distinction? Why would I make that distinction that it was not done by the proletariat? True. And do you think Lenin is going... Lenin is an actual believer of communism. Okay? He believes that communism is going to happen. He's frustrated it hasn't happened yet, so he overthrows. Is this what Karl Marx wanted? No. He's very Marxian in his beliefs. He really thinks you just need to jumpstart the whole new thing. Now, as soon as the Bolshevik Revolution occurs, what we're going to see is he's going to sign... He signs the treaty, the Brest-Litovsk treaty with Germany. And what did that treaty do? Hello? Gets them out of war. So we're out of the war officially. Okay? So, it goes March Revolution, Bolshevik Revolution, then the Russian Civil War. Okay, so in the Russian Civil War, you have two sides. You have the Reds, who are pro-who? Pro-Lenin. Versus the Whites, who are pro, I can't think, Bolsheviks, Mensheviks. There you go. The Whites, who are pro-Mensheviks. So it's Bolsheviks, who are communists, versus Mensheviks, who are anti-communist. Okay, so this is going to last 4 years. 4 years, 11 million are going to die. Okay, have you ever heard of mail-order brides? Where do most of them come from?
Russia.
Why? Why do women sign up for mail-order brides? They're doing it on their own free will. They're not being sold. All the men are dead. Their population still is yet to recover. So, gentlemen, if you are looking to be a big deal, Russia's the place to go. For every one man today in 2018, there's 5 women. There you go. Jay, how what do you got? February? Is it in February?
No, it's in March. It's off
Oh, that's because that's when they actually, all the, crap hits the fan. That's when they start separating the two, and the Duma is implemented.
So when they switched it, they compared it with the Western government. That's why they're not.
You're going to see that March Revolution is going to be the common term for it. So you can write March or February, and it will work. I'll tell you that for sure. Okay, so here is your March Revolution when the people are going to take it to the streets. Okay, either or does work. The February is really when Tsar Nicholas really steps down officially. March is when he starts feeling the pressure and they start having the conflict. March Revolution will score. February Revolution will score as long as you're supporting with the evidence of Tsar Nicholas II step down. So here are very famous propaganda pieces. As you can see, the proletariat. Are they really rising up? No, but that's how they're going to swing it. Here's Vladimir Lenin. Now, Vladimir Lenin, he is one of the best orators in the 20th century. We're going to happen to come across a bunch of them, but Lenin is fantastic. He can start a conversation, and by the end of it, everyone's in a roaring, cheering frenzy. You're going to see it again with Hitler. Hitler has a hell of a cadence, which I have a couple speeches for him, and you're going to hear him go. His ability to get people to pay attention to every single word is fantastic. Mussolini is incredible, just of how passionate he is, which makes it easier. Here are the people on the streets. Okay, see ya.